welcome back to Mortgage Lending for Entrepreneurs. I'm Joel Farrell, and I am with a guest today here in Orlando, Florida, Rene Gonzalez. So if I come across your school community, what would I expect in terms of the type of structure, information, etc.? What are they going to see?
Well, I have a free school. It's landlordschool.com. And then I'm really strict on letting DIY landlords only in because I'm trying to grow slow and just be with like-minded people to try to help out. And my mission is to try to be the best landlord helper. That's why I do a bunch of AI automations and I give free tools. Like I give a classroom with some free stuff they can use. I give them access to 4 Delta bot. They can email the bot. They can say, hey, set up me a appointment for a showing at this time. It'll respond back with a calendar invite. It'll say, hey, here's my lease terms. Give me a reminder to follow up for lease renewals. So 90 days before, it'll say, hey, just a reminder, and it give them templates and stuff, how they can handle reaching out, psychological hack where it's just like, hey, remind me how long you've been staying with us. And then you're like, oh, we'd love to have you, and stuff like that, where you're like getting them thinking about their loyalty, how long they've been there, how long they've been in the neighborhood, do they like it? And I'm guiding them through stuff that I've studied and learned, and I'm giving them templates. And then at 60 days to say, hey, this is how you reach out and get the renewals. This is how I recommend doing it with systems and policies. Give a deadline. Hey, here's your 3. First, I say, if you renew before the deadline, we're going to waive your renewal fee. And I tell them you can add a renewal fee into your policies, but you don't have to charge it. You can use this as a way to build goodwill with your tenants and encourage long-term tenancies. And you say, hey, if you want to sign a new lease for 6 months, the rent increases 15% or something high. Then if you want to renew for 1 year, the rent increases, let's say something like 8%. But then if you want to renew for 2 years, the rent only increases like 4% or 5%, because I'm trying to incentivize good tenants to stay long-term. I had one set of tenants stay with me 10 years, paid off that rental property thanks to them. So I know the power of keeping good tenants long-term. So these are just like little things I've learned. How do I help you, guide you in the right direction? I want other small mom and pop underdog landlords to succeed, and I'm just trying to help them along as best I can. So really, it's just kind of hanging out more than learning, because I find when I have people join, they think I'm the expert and I'm some kind of guru, and they just wait for me to post. And I'm like, I want you guys to post, and I want to learn from you guys. That's part of the reason why I made the community, to be around you guys. So I'm still learning it. It's new for me, and I would just recommend, hey, join and help me figure it out and change stuff.
So you mentioned AI automations and 4 Delta.
Yeah.
Can you give a little bit of background on all that?
4 Delta is my personal motto. It stands for forever difference, committing to important things forever. The 4 stands for the word forever. The word Delta stands for the Delta symbol. In math and science, it measures change. A lot of times you want to know, what's the Delta? Like, how did this happen? What's the difference? What changed? That change that I'm talking about, that I'm trying to highlight, is committing to things forever. The most important things in life, like my faith, like I pray, I go to the church. This is something I do forever. I don't cut corners, and I take it serious. I listen to the Bible every morning, every night. And then when it comes to my wife and kids, like, I'm committed to her only. I don't mess around with porn. I don't look at girls. I don't flirt with girls. I don't do anything wrong that would jeopardize it. I'm committed to her forever, no matter what. My kids, same thing. We do homeschool. We do uncomfortable things because we're worried about forever for them. And that's part of us wanting to hand down our values, and we take them to church, we teach them the Bible. Sometimes people are confused with gender, so I teach our kids our ways, and I say, hey, there's a boy next door says, hey, boys can marry boys, and I told my girls, no, we don't believe that. And they're like, well, why? It's because the Bible says this. Here's an orange, here's an apple. I was like, if I tell you this apple is an orange, are you going to believe me? They're like, no. It's like, okay, just let me be wrong. If your friend's saying something that he's wrong, just people are wrong, we make mistakes, and don't try to get an argument with him. They're fighting with a neighbor kid because he goes to a school that taught him this, right? And I tell my kids, hey, we don't do that. This is what we believe in. So that's that forever thing. I'm not worried that people are not going to like me. It's more important to stand on my principles, forever commitment to, trying to go to heaven and stuff and learn the Bible and all that. And then fitness. I have a pull-up bar in my room, in my office. I do pull-ups, I do push-ups, sit-ups. I go to the gym. I'm committed to this forever. There's no fad diets. I eat healthy food all the time. I don't let snacks get into the house. My wife is kind of trained and she likes it. And like, this is a forever difference kind of thing. And then landlording. I'm committed to landlording forever. And what's the difference if I commit forever? Now I'm doing automations. I don't know AI tech, but I'm forcing myself to learn it. I got 2 master's degrees. I know I can struggle through and get education if I just try hard. So I'm committed to forever. And I'm like, well, how do I be the best landlord helper? And I'll be like praying and closing my eyes for like 15 minutes trying to sit still. And it's hard for me because I'm a wired person. And I'm asking God, I say, hey, how do I be the best landlord helper? What can I do to help landlords? And that's how I came up with this forever idea. It's almost like God, the Holy Spirit told me, he's like, you're thinking too small. You're worrying about you and your family. Think forever. Then I was like, oh my goodness. Then I came up with a domain, foreverlandlord.com. I got that. You can't buy domains with 2 words nowadays. It's like impossible. It's almost like, whoa, I just got this gift given to me and I'm just going to commit to it and just go for it forever.
Man, that hits hard for me because in my world, I'm in a 100% commission job. I'm in sales. Like, we're going a million miles a minute in all kinds of different directions and getting pulled. And so having so many things going on and, kids and, business and family and just all the stuff, right? When you have too many things going on, it's hard to dive deep and dig deep on certain things. And this kind of storyline with you going deep with the landlord and the real estate business, like you're committed to spending time on this stuff and learning it and being efficient and finding ways to be efficient. And I see so many people, and including myself, I'm guilty of this for sure. You have too many things going on and you don't dig deep enough to get one thing really good. And then once you get that thing really, really strengthened or good, then you can move on to the next thing. And I see that so much with many people, whether it be social media, tablets and iPhones. Like, it's just so easy to be distracted.
So whenever I think of like landlords as a good example, if you're a mom and pop landlord, you're only committed to doing it for 5 years, 10 years. You're thinking about selling this property. When you have to paint the house, you're only going to paint the house to the bushes line. You're not even going to dig. Like, I'm painting this house because I'm keeping it forever. I'll dig down on the dirt line and paint below that. So when I push the dirt back, and that's behind the bushes. People don't care about that. It's because I'm committed to this forever. I'm thinking this house is going to be for my kids' future and stuff. So everything I do is trying extra really hard, pushing to think like, am I going to keep this forever? I'm going to do this forever. How do I make it easier for me to be able to do this forever? So with you and your business and everything, if you're committing to it forever, you're thinking like, my priorities, what's the most important thing to keep this mission, whatever I have, going forever? How do I get my kids involved? How do I teach them the business? What pushes the business the most? How do I make this easier? And like, it becomes more of like a mission, a vision, something that goes beyond yourself, and it's big, and then it motivates you and it pushes you and it recruits other people to follow the cause and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because hearing stories like Warren Buffett, I say this to myself. I write this down in my journal to myself, that when Warren Buffett was 30 years old, he was thinking about his business and his investments 30 years down the road. When he was 50 years old, 30 years down the road. When he's 82, and now he's 90 whatever, he's still thinking 30 years down the road. And that's not our natural instinct to think that way, and it's a challenge for me. I'm sure maybe for others out there as well. But when I think about those things, and I think about the work that you put in, and sometimes you just want to just get something done and fill the gap and move on to the next thing. But just to think about this as a forever thing. Like, my business, I've been doing this for 18 years, and the last couple of years have been rough in our industry, and it's also forced me to make some changes, and also give me an opportunity to do some things differently. I wouldn't have had a podcast. I've been doing this for 3 years now. In 2022, I started a different podcast, and then led me to this one. But I mean, I'm a numbers guy. I'm an econ major. Like, I'm not a social media person. I thought social media was people dancing to music on TikTok, and like, never in my wildest dreams would have thought that I'd be sitting here with someone like yourself here in Florida talking about entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. And God, for me, pushed me out of my comfort zone, and here I am doing what I'm doing. And, fear of doing things that are harder for you, doing things outside of your comfort zone is something that I've learned to be good at and push deeper on certain things. So when you talk about a forever landlord, like that just hits hard for me. So I love that story.
Yeah, I love it. And like, there's so many lessons in the Bible of like where there's like adversity and struggle, and there's some kind of good that comes out of it, and you only figure that out hindsight, looking back. So I love how you embrace and lean into it, and you kind of take to it, because I feel like we're similar in that nature, and like it's important to like you got your twin boys to hand this wisdom down to them, man. I hope they watch these podcasts. This is part of your legacy. This is the forever thing you're doing. It's not just for people that watch it now. It's also for your boys when they're going to be watching this later.